Hi friends, today we're going to hear a story about birds. When the story starts, the birds are living in a place where the weather is about to change and it will start to get cold for winter. Many birds do not like it when the winter gets cold. Do you know why? Can you think of a reason why the birds might not like it when it gets cold? When it gets cold, birds have a really hard time trying to find their food, like plants and insects, because they're not out when it is cold. Do you know what birds would do if where they are living is cold and there's no food? What do you think they could do? Lots of birds move or they fly in a group to a different place that is warmer because they don't want to live somewhere when it's cold in the wintertime. When birds do this, we can say that they fly south for the winter. Can you say fly south? They go south because it's warmer in the south and there's lots of food. Have you ever seen lots of birds flying in the sky or on the wires when you're in the car driving with mommy? Those birds are flying south so they can get away from the cold and go to the warmer weather. So today we're going to read about how Turtle cracked his shell. In this story, we're going to hear about this turtle who wants to fly with the birds south for the winter. I want you to listen carefully to find out what happens in our story and how is Turtle going to get the lines on his back of his shell. Do you see the lines and the cracks on the back of his shell? So we know when we start reading, we learn new words. So I just told you that birds fly south. Can you say fly south? This is when their birds are moving through the air away from the cold winter. My friends, can you say summer? We know that summer is hot and mostly sunny that time of the year. Can you say tight? That means strong or firm. And my friends say winter. Winter is the opposite of summer. Winter is cold and sometimes snowy. And my friends say wonder. Wonder is when you have to think about something or you're curious. Wonder. Wonder, winter, tight, summer, fly south. Let's listen to find out about this turtle who wants to fly south with the birds. It was a time of year when the yellow leaves started to fall from the trees. Turtle was walking about on the ground. Up above him, he saw many birds gathering together in the trees. They were making a lot of noise. Turtle was curious to know what was happening. Turtle wondered what were they doing. Don't you know? The bird said. We're getting ready to fly to the south for winter. Why are you going to do that? Asked Turtle. Don't you know anything? Answered the birds. Soon it's going to be very cold here. The snow will begin to fall. There won't be much food for us to eat. Down south, it will be warm. It seems like summer there all of the time, and there's plenty of food. As soon as the birds mentioned food, Turtle became more interested. Can I come with you? He asked. Turtle was getting hungry. You have to be able to fly to go south with us, said the birds. You're a turtle. You can't fly. But Turtle would not give up. "Isn't there some way you could take me along?" he asked. He begged and he pleaded. Finally, just to get him to stop bothering them, the birds agreed. "Look here," they said. "Can you use your mouth to hold on tightly to a stick?" Remember, that means strong. "That's not a problem at all," Turtle said. "Once I grab onto something with my mouth, no one can make me let go." "Good," said the birds. "Then you hold on tight to this stick. Two of us will grab the ends with our feet. That way we can lift you up and carry you with us on our way south. But remember, keep your mouth shut." "That's easy," said Turtle. "Now let's go south where it seems like summer with all that food." Turtle grabbed on the middle of the stick. Two birds came and grabbed each end. They flapped their wings hard and lifted Turtle off the ground. Soon, Turtle and the birds were high in the sky, heading south. My friends, what do you think Turtle could see from all the way in the sky? Turtle had never been so high off the ground before. He liked it. He could look down and see how small everything looked. But before he and the birds had gone very far, he began to wonder where they were. He was curious and thinking. He wondered about the lake down below him and the hills beyond. He wondered how far they had come. He wondered how far they would have to go to get to where Summer lived. He wanted to ask the birds these questions. However, he couldn't talk with his mouth tightly closed on the stick. My friends, what would happen if he opened his mouth to talk? Pause here and tell us. Turtle tried rolling his eyes to get the birds' attention, but the two birds just kept on flying. Then Turtle tried waving his legs at them. The birds acted it as if they didn't notice. Now Turtle was getting upset. Turtle thought the least they could do was tell him where they were. Said Turtle, trying to get their attention, but it didn't work. Finally, Turtle lost his temper. He got angry. "Why don't you listen to?" was all he said. As soon as he opened his mouth to speak, he let go of the stick and he started to fall. Down and down he fell a long, long way. Turtle was so frightened that he pulled his legs and his head into his shell for protection. He wanted to keep safe. He hit the ground hard, which made him ache and hurt all over. He ached so much he didn't even notice that his shell cracked all over when he landed. Turtle was very unhappy. He wanted to get as far away from the sky as he possibly could. So he found a pond and crawled into it. He swam down through the water to the pond's bottom. Once there, he dug deep into the mud. Then he fell asleep. He slept all through the winter and he didn't wake up until the spring. My friends, he was hibernating. When animals hibernate, they go to a warm, safe place and they sleep during the cold winter, like bears. When he woke up, he was very proud of all the cracks still showing on his shell. Ever since then, every turtle's shell has looked like it has cracks all over it, and birds still fly south for the winter. However, turtles pull their legs and heads into their shells, curl up, and they sleep their winter away. Do you remember that new word we learned? That we used to talk about animals that sleep all winter, like bears? Say it with me. Say hibernate. Good job. So birds fly south to go get warm, and turtles hibernate. They put their legs and heads into their shells, they curl up, and they sleep the winter away. The end. What characters in the story helped Turtle go south for the winter? How did they help him? Why did Turtle get mad during his trip with the birds? What happened when Turtle lost his temper and opened his mouth to yell at the birds? How did Turtle get all of the cracks on his shell? What part of the story do you think is pretend? Are there other parts of the story that could be real? Sit with your mommy or your daddy and talk about what happened in the story. Record and tell us.